Hello, good evening. Oh my goodness, it's Tuesday, and usually stream in the morning. Of course, I posted on Discord I wouldn't, and all day long I waited for a phone call and never got it. It is so frustrating. There is just things happening right now that need taken care of that I seem to be fighting the system. So I'm frustrated. So I need a little bit of fiber time and some peace and quiet, a little bit of music, maybe some chat. We'll see if anybody is going to be around. This is an odd time, I know. It's supper time for me. I had a salad at my lunchtime and I had a snack, some hummus and crackers before I came on. I'm not even sure I'll have supper when I get off. I don't know. It is summer and we eat different in the summer. It's about my only time I really ever can possibly try to lose weight because I don't really crave the carbs like I do in the wintertime. Winter is so hard for me, right? I'm cold. I want hot food. I want those carbs. So winter is really hard for me. Summer, I have a little bit better. Salad tastes good to me. I eat a lot of salad. I eat a lot of fruit, right? So, anyway, we are having a heat wave, and I am sure that other places across the country, if you happen to be watching this later on as a VOD, um, I'm sure there are many places that are having heat waves. This one is rather harsh, right? It's not like it comes for a day and a half, builds up and rains. This one is dry. It's desert heat. It is close to mid 90s without any kind of heat index. We are slated to hit the high 90s tomorrow and just maybe break 100 um, on the day after that. I mean, this is without heat index, right? No rain predicted. Gonna last all week. Break just a little bit on Friday for the weekend, and it's really time to stay inside, as far as I'm concerned. Hubby's doesn't mind it as much. He's been out, not really working, not really doing anything strenuous, but he doesn't really mind being in the heat because he's as big as a minute. He's skinny, and I'm not. So I'm going to do some combing here. I really thought seriously about spinning. Spinning is the most peaceful thing to have on a day after I've gone through a day like today, where, everything is stressed with a capital S because it just sometimes you feel like you're trying to move a mountain to get something done and the mountain isn't just the mountain's just not going to move, right? It has to work itself out over time and requires patience, and I get frustrated with that. Had to take care of paperwork too. I hate filling out forms. Um, First of all, I've done some of this already several months ago and it got rejected. I got to redo it. That kind of thing. It makes you feel real comfortable, right? Having to redo it. Like, okay, we're going to try this again. Why didn't this work before? Let's make it work this time. Anyway, I was doing that kind of paperwork today. So I thought about spinning. That's really what would calm me down, make me feel really nice and relaxed. But I have this combing system set up, and I wanted to get a number of streams with it, and then I'm gonna pack it up, and I'm actually gonna go take it to my friend and show it to her on Friday. But I want to go ahead and comb tonight, and then Thursday night I'll see. I don't know yet for sure, but I'm gonna work on it most of this week, even if I'm not streaming. I have a beautiful Shetland to comb tonight. That's the other part. I have had so much fiber prepped ready to comb and just had no good option. I had little tiny handheld combs that would, comb that much at a time, right? This way, tiring, slow, can't do a whole fleece that way. And then I had the Great Big Indigo Hound, which are five tine, that deep, right? And you have fiber that it doesn't work with the shorter fiber. The Shetland may have worked, but at this point in time, now that I have the Pixie Claws, I'm just combing system. It's perfect, right? It's perfect. So it's part of what's going on is I'm finally diving into all these bags of fiber that have been ready and waiting to be combed, and I'm really, really enjoying it. I got the pink all done, all right, and it's packed away. What I'm doing is getting ready for Turtle Fleece. Turtle Fleece is when we're going to spin it in all the things, right? And so at this point in time, I have a big Rubbermaid tub full of bats and top. And now I'm working on a big box that I am filling up with. I have two already processed fibers that I purchased. They are not my home processed. And then on top of that, I'm filling it up with the bats from my drum carder from the antique mauve that I showed on the stream the other day. Oh, and it loves, it loves, it loves that drum carder. It comes off. It just, I don't know. I did make a few nests of top that I thought, oh yeah, this would really be nice to comb, but it's so much faster to drum card it, and it really, really likes the drum carder. So I'm making bats with that. And yeah, I'm not done yet. I'm going to start on this Shetland fleece. I call it my yin yang fleece because part of the fleece was white and a bigger part, probably about 2/3 of it, was a gorgeous black. This black is rivals any kind of Black Welsh Mountain, but it is so soft. I'm very excited about this. I'd love to make a lacy sweater, but I don't think I'm going to have enough. But I'm going to aim for getting a really nice worsted 2-ply and see if I can maybe get something lacy. It's in particular the sleeves. I see the lace on the sleeves, not the top, right? And you know, maybe that's part of the design is just have quarter length sleeves or half sleeves in lace and the rest of the body in a nice 2-ply out of the black and white. White yoke, black body. I think it sounds beautiful. I just don't know if I'll have enough yarn. So I need to comb that so that I can spin it. All these plans. For years, I really never had specific plans for the fiber that I was processing. I just didn't know until I was spinning it. And then sometimes I'd decide. Sometimes I never decided while I was spinning it. This has been different for me to be thinking ahead of time of what I would like to make with the fiber before I even get it into yarn. All right, let me switch to, excuse me, close to the camera here, where you can see the combs. There we go. And this, look at this. This is the black Shetland. Oh my gosh. I'm going to change my little name underneath there and say that I'm doing black Shetland. Let me, right here. Yeah. All right, you're going to see this disappear after I get my cursor in the right place. And my typing is terrible because my keyboard is way stretched away from me. So let's see if I can do this. Oop, sorry. I want to write black. All right. Here we are. I have not actually tried drum carding this. I just assumed Shetland would like being combed better. This is washed and, of course, picked open. I just realized I totally forgot to bring my water. I took my cup in their kitchen to get fresh and totally didn't get any. Oh, if I have to take a break, I will. I shouldn't load this too full first time, just till I get a sense of how it's going to comb. The thing about this fleece also had areas that were a mixture. It had kind of a gray and black. And as you might be able to see right there, see, that's just a little bit of white in there. That's just almost impossible to avoid because of, the fleece being sheared off of the sheep. It all can end up next to each other. But when I bought it, it was not totally separate. I mean, it wasn't separated at all. And I meticulously separated it before I washed it, trying to make sure that I got as much of the black together. And like I said, there's way more black than there is the white or the mixture. May have put too much on here. I will say I have done so much processing the last 2 weeks. I am really ready to do some spinning. Oh, my table leg is okay. I got a problem here. I gotta click a table leg back in place. Boy, my table almost came down. It's not good. I wondered why it was wiggling more. Come on. Where's the catch? on. There, click. There we go. Now we're sturdy again. Well, that was interesting. All right. Still in the camera? Yeah, okay. Definitely put too much on here. Gotta remember that. I may have to pull it off of both. All right, which one do I want? Try it on the thinnest. See what it does. Doesn't like coming through there very well. I think I will probably go to the next one. Keep catching fibers that are not coming through the hole of the diz. You know, from underneath this. That is the only thing. I would have made the diz a little bit wider. But to be honest with you, it's perfect for holding with your hand. So I know that's what she was going for. There's my top. Let's see what happens if I do the next size up. I really think that was too narrow. That's interesting. I can't get a good amount. Well, let's see what's going on here. I may retry this. Because that doesn't feel like there's just junk fiber in there or short stuff or whatever. It feels like I left a lot of good stuff. So let me try this again. I may be wrong, but sometimes I wish I did just, oh well, now this is definitely junk. That's junk. All right. what was I saying? Sometimes I wish I haven't gotten such a love of doing my own processing and working with the fleece, because it'd be so nice just to send this off and get some lovely top, back. Of course, you have to pay a lot to do that, but this is so soft. So I was doing stuff today, even though I was waiting around for a phone call. Um, I drum carded 5 bats of the antique mauve, which is an unknown ewe lamb, but had very blocky, open, uh, moderate crimp locks, and it loved the drum carder. So I made 5 bats of that. I have a bag and a half still fiber. I'm going to get a lot. There's probably at least a pound that's going to end up being carded. Then later this afternoon, I took a knitting break. Watched some stuff on Prime Video and knit on the blanket that is being made by yarn that you just knit with, and it makes the pattern. I love it. It is really pretty. I seem to have the camera a lot closer this time, which probably is good for you. I'm a little concerned I'm going to bump into it. Especially when I have it this side, but I like to try and get the last little bit off the comb like that. So, all right. Don't like the little hole. I'm going to try the next one. I may even try the one next to this one, because working on the edge of this, I keep grabbing the fiber that is to the side of this diz. And really, I don't want to grab that. Maybe if I go further in on the diz to the next hole, I won't be grabbing it as bad. All right, now this is up till now. This is the first fiber that is not dizzing off as well as it's combing fine, but it's not wanting to come off the combs as well. And I'm leaving a lot on the comb. I'm getting a nice pull, a nice nest. It's my nest. without the Diz, I have a feeling I am going to just pull off Neps. Yep, I am. All right. Unfortunately, that's the waste. Oh, man. Hate seeing this much waste. I will drum card this. It will spin. To fix my. It will spin into a bulky, make wonderful hats. You know, chunky. But I can't waste any. I just can't throw that in the trash. And it's sticking to the Diz too. That's interesting. Okay. I'll find a rhythm with this at some point here. This has a lot of vegetable matter in it. That's not good for drum carding. I have noticed that even after it's gone through the combs, there's some stuck in there. Also, I am dealing a little bit with static, which is surprising as hot and humid. I mean, it's not, like I said, this is a dry heat. Feels like it came straight off a desert, as opposed to our usual off of the body of water, the river nearby, sucking up all sorts of humidity. Hi, Carowin's mom. You're at work, so you'll pop in and out. That's awesome. Hello and welcome. Good to see you this evening. Hope your work day is going good. This is the finest that, okay, a little bell just went off in my head. Maybe I need to change to the finer tines. I'm working with coarse and medium, and this is finer than what I have been working with before. So that's the next thing. I'm going to try that. It might, if nothing else, it might get a little more of the vegetable matter out, and maybe it'll want to pull off better. Right, so I'm trying the third hole, which I haven't actually tried yet with any fiber. Nope, I don't like the way it pulls on that at all. All right. Nope, I don't like the way it pulls on that. Let me go down a hole, downsize here. Oh, so much confusion with a new job. Oh dear. Well, hope you get the help you need. I'm glad that this takes some tugging against it, because I am having to pull really hard. Not sure why to pull so hard. It's like it's really stuck on the tines. Okay, gonna have to undo the screw from this very coarse muddling through. Yeah. That's ah, okay. Remember I did pink? There was pink down in the screw things. Okay. I gotta make sure I do this right. There we go. Righty tighty. Went the wrong way. All right. What you do is load on the coarser. No, you load on the finer and comb with the coarser. So I need to. I wonder if it would be better to work over here. No, that kind of takes it out of the camera. I'll go ahead and put it here. Okay. This is what I'm a little concerned about, is the finest. I'm concerned it's going to be really hard to pull off. Okay, I'm not going to put any more than this on. Oh, I already trying to comb with the medium instead of the coarse is a little more work. Got better transfer. Some left here, but it's like it puffs out and doesn't do anything. It puff out more because of the static. I can feel a lump in there. Can't find it. Oh, that's weird. There it is right there, but I can't find it. There we go. I got it. Also gonna try starting more from the bottom, although it's pretty hard to catch. Down there. There we go. Oh wow, that doesn't want to draft at all from the bottom. Okay. Must not be combed as well. Next thing to try is comb twice, although I really truly don't see that twice is going to make a difference. But I should at least try one time. I have to tug so hard to get this to draft off the combs. I get such a nice top, with the exception of when I was doing the bottom. See that? Oh, that doesn't look that good. That's why it was a hard. All right, starting from the bottom's not a good idea. There must be too much junk down there. The auto closure on the door takes forever. Oh gosh. Does it ring the bell about 4 times in the process? Just out of curiosity, I'm going to pull on the second comb here. It looks okay, it's just thin. No bells, huh? That would drive me more crazy than anything, I think. This is a messy bit of fiber. It's got what looks like white flecks from the skin or dander or something in it. It's got vegetable matter in it. Hi, crafty lady. How are you? Good evening to you. It is Shetland. It is a black, natural black Shetland. Although I call it my yin yang fleece because it also had white in the fleece. But I am doing the Shetland. It is very, very soft. It doesn't have specific locks. You know, it's kind of curly all over, and of course I've picked it open. But never had like real distinct locks to the fleece. So I just, started with this. This is washed, uh, picked open, and I just started combing with it at the start of this stream. So I'm still experimenting a little bit as to whether it needs multiple passes. So far I've done what is like 2 passes where you do it this way and then you do it this way. And as you can see, every once in a while some white pops up. Oh, you can't see that there. So I've been picking out the white. But when I got the fleece, I had to sort it out. Before I washed it, I had to put as much of the black together as I could and the white, and it had gray areas that are kind of a mixture of the black and white that I didn't try to separate. It was almost impossible to try and separate. Shetland is nice. I agree. A friend gave you a beautiful brown one with gold tips. Oh, very long locks. Still need to scour it. But I was able to spin some in the grease to see what it would be like. I'm sure, Shetland is known to be very fine and good for lace work and that sort of thing. Your Shetland shawls. So I have had some Shetlands that were not that fine, and it just depends. Oops, let's do this the right way here. All is in the genetics of that particular sheep. All right, so what I'm going to do is remove this from the combing one. And then we're going to do another pass here. See if this makes it. What I'm running into is it's pretty hard to pull off the comb. I'm trying to see if maybe that's because I hadn't opened it up enough. And so I'm doing another set of passes here to see if that'll make a difference. Doesn't look like it's going to really take too much off of the main comb, which means that it's firmly attached and it's not going to transfer. And that means that's why it's hard to pull. Also dealing with a lot of static, which at this point in time I don't want to do anything about as far as spraying it or anything. Karen's mom says when you spin Shetland, it wants to go super fine. Yes, actually. And then Crafty Lady says exactly, there's always a variety of characteristics in each breed. Yep. It really is. It's, you know, they say it's Shetland because, yeah, the ram was Shetland, or the ram and you are Shetland. What? But you don't know what's been in the past of that. Either one of those sheeps. Sheeps. So you can come up with specific characteristics for a breed and be pretty sure that you'll get those characteristics. But everyone's going to be specifically different. Okay, what's happened now is I am getting super thin. I'm using the same hole, but I can't get the quantity of fiber to come to diz into that hole, to pull into that hole, which is interesting. It's like I kind of undid its connectedness. Okay, I'm going to make a point here. Not in what I'm saying. I'm going to make a starting point with the fiber and try to get a thicker pole of top. I am not convinced about using the fine. That's better. It's really latched onto the hackle. Yeah, it really is latched onto the comb. That is what I'm running into. I have to really tug, and I'm still trying to figure out what I believe. Okay, so this is the finest, and I latched onto the finest according to her directions. The lady who built it. You latch on to the the thinnest. This is coarse, medium, and fine. So you latch onto the fine comb with the medium, or latch onto the medium comb with the. But I am going to reverse it, even though that's what she says, I am going to try latching onto the medium and comb with the fine. And that might let it pull a little better. I am not working with the best of fiber. Carolyn says you can make whatever points you you please. You know what? I am not working with the best of fiber. Um, this is what I'm talking about. See all the neps right there? And that comes from the locks not staying intact, or the shearing, not shearing the locks right, or, you know, whatever. The thing about this fleece is that it is multiple lengths. That's why I think it's not as happy with the combing. And I can give up and drum card it. Absolutely. No problem with that. I will get a nicer yarn if I could make the top. So I'm fiddling with it. Because I have a lot of this fleece. Oh man, I have a lot. It's a big old bag full here. Yeah, a lot of second cuts and that sort of thing. You're right. Sorry for leaning over. That screen is very far from me, so I would be able to set up the combing here. I didn't put as much on here as you can see. Okay. can't get a thick. Here we go. Get a thick pole. There we go. I mean, technically that's what I want is the thinner pole because I want a really, if I want a really thin yarn, if I want to, if I'm using the thinner, uh, the finer comb, that means I want a thinner yarn. But I'm getting more pulling below the hole of the diz than above it. In the hole. I used to pull like that without the diz all the time when I combed. I never used a diz. But, you know, the couple times that I watched her demo this and just automatically always use the diz, pretty much made me change. Well, hello, Kay. How are you this evening? It's evening for you, isn't it? Guys, I am thinking seriously about changing this Tuesday from morning till evening. It had to work out that way today, but to be real honest with you, I get very few viewers Tuesday mornings. And definitely get more in the evenings. So I am thinking about, I will keep Sunday as afternoon. I like my Sunday afternoon stream time. I know that I picked, you know, some of it, this is kind of supper time for a lot of people. So I don't want to make both streams late night though. The 7 to 9 I can do once a week, but I don't want to make two of them that way. So I'll probably go with 4 to 6, or I might go with 3 to 5, which is the same as the Sunday, or 4 to 6, or 5 to 7, which is what I'm doing tonight. No, I did 4. I started at 4 today, my time. Right, it's no, I started 5 o'clock my time because it's only 6. I tell you, half the time I don't even know what time of day it is. You're untangling some sock yarn. It's Tuesday? Karen. Oh, so much yarn barf. That's as close as you get. Well, that is kind of important. I do try to keep track of the days. Streaming does that for me to some extent, right? I gotta keep track. I'm gonna keep a schedule. But yes, hubby and I are known to ask each other. This is what day is this? Is this Tuesday? Sometimes we have to do a reality check here. Oh, we ran so many errands yesterday. Oh, I was exhausted when we got home. It has gotten to the point where, okay, so gas is officially over $5 a gallon, and we are just like combining so many errands when we run to the big town. And one of them was banking that I specifically made an appointment. This was part of the extension of today's stress and frustration was a result of this from yesterday, but I made a specific appointment with a banker and got there at the appointed time, and the banker was not there. The banker's manager had actually sent her to go work at a different branch in spite of her having an appointment with me. I couldn't believe it. I was like, I can't believe that. So they said when she would be back before closing, and I said I would come back. And we went and we ran various stops that we needed to do, with the exception of getting groceries and filling the gas cans, because that's the very, very last thing that we do before we come home. And got there, and unfortunately, she was not able to help me with what I needed help with, which is why it's continuing on today. But, it was like, I cannot believe a bank would actually not consider that she's not a teller, she's a banker, right? She's the person that sits at the desk. Um, Obviously, not the manager, though. Oh, anyway, that's my rant. I'm a little tired of post-COVID customer service and staffing. Let's just put it that way. Cases. I was convinced yesterday was Wednesday. Failed fish. Yeah, failed fish. Is that what I had yesterday? Failed fish. Uh, there are two parts to this complicated problem. One part is a bank, because I have a check from the second part, which is an insurance company. And it's just, oh my gosh, both parts are failing. This is going so much slower than the pink did. The pink went fast. This is going slow, slow, slow. I'm going to have to find a big bag for the... Or maybe I could get a basket since I'm going to drum card this. I think I'll find a basket to put it in. Hmm. I kind of wish now this had had really nice intact long locks. I could have just combed them with a dog comb and spun them that way. I tell you what, the bird out there, I believe it's a robin. Have you ever heard the country saying that the robin is calling for rain? They have a specific call, and it's calling like crazy. It's not going to get it. I can hear it out there doing that call. I learned those countryisms from my grandmother on my dad's side. In other words, my dad's mother. She was a country woman. Didn't have an indoor bathroom until she hit her 60s. And then the grown-up family members, she was still in the family home, grown-up family members said, "Mom, you need a bathroom." Now, that's not to say she's going outside at night. This is a delicate subject, but you have chamber pots. That's what they're called. So they've been used for hundreds of years, and that's what she did. I didn't like going out to the outhouse, though, as a little girl. Made somebody go with me. We were usually, I would stay with her when I was older, after I was like 12 years old. I'd stay with her. But before that, I didn't stay with her. And we would be visiting her just for an hour or two on every Sunday afternoon. So that's what I'm talking about, when we were just there for a little bit. And, we'd been to church, we ate at McDonald's, I had my pop, my Coke or whatever. Nature called. There is a part of her country life I wish I had seen. It happened before I was born. It happened before my mom and dad were married. So it would have been early in her life. They hatched chickens. And they started with eggs and had this. I get this story from my dad mostly, but they would candle the eggs, right? And they had brooding lights, and they would set a nest out there. They had incubators. That's what I'm trying to say. They had incubators. They didn't necessarily do it naturally they were mass producing. They were mass hatching chickens is what they were doing. I would have liked to have seen that. That's pulling off well. It is. It's a little hard to do, but I do have good memories from when I was young. Probably because they jive so much of who what I am as a person. I mean, I'm a country person. Um, I believe that the memories stuck around as I was growing up because they were reinforced by me being part of the outside or, finding that I really liked animals and that sort of thing, right? Nope. You really can't pull from the second comb. It just is full of the garbage. You were talking to hubby the other day, telling him of some of the memories from when you were like 5 years old. And he admitted he couldn't really remember anything of his younger life until he was about 10 or so. And even those were sparse. Well, I can't say I have a lot of memories, but they are as early as first grade. Um, yeah, what I do remember. That's probably not true. I actually think because I talk about going to see her on Sundays, I would have been, well, I might have been in first or second grade. It's hard telling. That's about the right age, I think. I distinctly remember kindergarten. So that's young. Um, 'I guess that's the price I pay for not being able to remember anything now as an adult. I kept all those memories and there's no room. I don't know. It does feel weird because we will talk about vacations we done, 2019, whatever. Uh-uh. You know, I can't remember any of that. So it's really kind of weird that I don't have the same kind of memory in my older life. 5 or 6 years old is, yes, that's kindergarten and then first grade. I should have emptied my trash can. It's so full that what I'm putting down isn't landing in the can now. For those of you who haven't heard me talk about this Pixie Claw combing system. It's Pixie Claws. She's on YouTube as Pixie Claws, Claws, which is kind of cute. But anyway, it's been around a while. Um, but it was just the combs, and she has recently done the box where everything stores in and, makes it portable and pack up and all that. Anyway, her whole thing about, besides the fact that you get three different um, coarse, medium, and fine combs. So comb tines, she makes them completely. She builds them completely. Does all the woodworking, does the metal work. But the point I'm making is she intentionally makes the tines dull. They are perfectly touchable. And if you have been not catching it, you do that all the time. I'm not being just lucky and not poking myself with it. It is the way the comb is designed so that you don't hurt yourself and can handle both ends of the comb to do the combing. And that was what sold me mostly on this whole thing. Now I'm making you want to scour your Shetland. Yes, that's what I'm doing. I'm getting ready for Tour de Fleece. Uh, I, I mean, I have a Rubbermaid tub full, and I'm filling up this one box. I'm doing top and um, bats on my drum carder. I have been doing more processing than the only thing I haven't been doing is washing. I am trying very hard to take care of everything that I have washed for this Tour de Fleece. And then I'll start again because I do have 2 complete fleeces to wash for one thing yet this year. But I'm not going to do it until after the Tour de Fleece is over. Yeah, the Indigo Hound is the worst because they are huge. They're 5-row tines and they're sharp. And I just, they're not that much fun to use. Nope, it's not gonna, no more is gonna pull off. All right. Oh, I had never even took a stretch break. I need to take a break. I'll tell you what, I get going on stuff and I abuse my body. Not to mention I forgot to bring the water in. Maybe I'll stop for a while here. Okay. How are we doing on time? I got half an hour. Whew. My t-shirt says, I survived the 60s twice. Think about it. You have to be 70 or older to wear it. And if you're 70 and older, you will have lived through the 60s, right? I love this t-shirt. Yeah. You don't qualify. You were born in 67. You didn't quite survive that. Yeah, right. So I actually have two more bags of fiber. I hope to get processed before Turtle Fleece. One's a natural color. Forget what it is. I forget what the breed is. It's a brown gray. And the other is fiber I dyed with indigo dye, which I have a feeling is going to bleed on me when I spin it. And I will have to do a test card and comb because I really don't know which is better, which it will like to be carded or combed. It's more, everything likes to be combed, sort of. Everything produces better spinning fiber when it's combed. I will put it that way. Not that it likes to be combed, because to be honest with you, I don't feel like this is liking to be combed, but it's making a better fiber to spin by combing it. So, I always let the fiber talk to me and judge what to do with it. Most over 3 inches is best combed. Yeah. And I would say neither one that's coming up is over 3 inches. I would say it's more like your average Corriedale or I bought a lot of Corriedale It seems like that's all I've been processing lately. Didn't remember buying that much over the past years, but that's what ended up in the dye pots. It was white and it ended up in the dye pots. That's something else I'm not doing before Tour de Fleece, or probably this summer, probably not till fall, is any kind of dyeing. I'm just not going to get the dye pots out anymore for a while. I had them out this spring. I did some fiber, but decided that it was immersion dyed, but I've decided not to do any for like Tour de Fleece or anything. You have a Pickwick Cotswold. Did you have to decide how to prep? It's already scoured. Okay. They breed when you're not looking. I keep trying to tell hubby that. Of course I didn't buy more. He don't believe me though. The one that I just bought at the fiber fair I went to a couple weeks ago is a half and half. It is a Shetland and a Tunis. Now, I liked the way it looked, but of course, I haven't looked at the whole fleece. I was only seeing how they roll it up and you see the best part across the shoulder and all that, right? But I liked the way it looked, and it was a pretty color, right? It's a nice natural gray, brown, tan color. But my point is, Tunis is usually very short, and Shetland is, of course, usually longer. I would say the locks that I was looking at is your average 3-inch locks, right? So I don't think the Tunis genetics made it too short, but I didn't think that through very much when I was in the throes of the smell of fresh fleece, right? And looking at all the fleeces and saw this, and it was a bargain price, which I have a hard time resisting too. But it might have been a bargain price because of that combination. A lot of people don't know Tunis. I have worked with Tunis a lot in small quantities, not as a whole fleece. I had one partial fleece sent to me. It was about 2 pounds, I think, or something like that. It wasn't the entire fleece. And, it was nice. But what I'm saying is, generally, people have no idea of what Tunis is, and so they would shy away from it if they saw that. They would recognize Shetland probably, but not Tunis. And they could be thinking, oh, meat sheep. Well, that's sort of true. They do use Tunis for meat, but they also have a breeding program for the fleece. Interesting mix, yeah. You haven't worked with it either. What, Tunis? You don't see a lot of listings for it up here in Canada. Now that surprises me, actually. But to be honest with you, the one Tunis that was sent to me was actually being raised in the South, the southern United States. So maybe they do consider it a warmer weather sheep for whatever reason. And the second source of tunas was already processed. Okay, um, they are in that's Walhalla. They are a Tunis farm. Walhalla is a good place to get it already processed. Um, and they're in Arizona. So that's also warmer weather. So I guess they are considered a warm weather breed. Boy, you just can't insist on this. Once you get the first pole off of there, that's it. It's not going to give you any more. One more, and I'm going to call it quits for the night. I'm thirsty. I need to go get my water. And I also need to get up and move around, do some stuff. It's movement, not just sitting here. Before I go any further with this combing on this particular fiber, tomorrow I am going to do a couple bats of what I'm combing, not the comb waste. The comb waste is terrible, of course. It has all of that short stuff and everything in it. It's not. It can be drum carded. It can be spun chunky. It can be, you know, I won't even call it an art yarn. It's just plain textured yarn. Okay, it can be that, which is why I saved it. But I want to try the this where it isn't all so concentrated with the bad stuff, and do a couple bats, 2 bats, so that I can spin those. It may be that I will decide that it's quicker to drum card it and I can get an acceptable yarn. So that means Thursday. I have plenty of sample spinning to do. So I will be using my Roberta and I also have, depending on what I get done tomorrow, I may have to do a little bit of roll log making on my blending board. So I'm going to be putting this up out of the way and doing a couple things different Thursday evening. I always start around 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It is currently 6:45 right now. That's the thing about this hobby, and it's not a hobby for me. This is my lifestyle. But the thing about working with fiber is it is so varied. It is never boring. And if you're cautious with your body, you can pace yourself to do things different things, different days, different whatever, right? It doesn't have to be just spinning. And there's a lot of spinners that's all they do is buy the fiber and spin it, and that's fine. I want them to be making that handmade yarn, absolutely. But it doesn't have to be just that, right? There's so much else that can be interesting to experiment with and do and learn. Core spun, yeah. That's, but combing gets out so much more vegetable matter. Yeah, core spinning is interesting. I never thought about that. And one gets one heck of a workout. Sometimes. I still feel like I've sat too long. I feel stiff in my legs and everything, so that part of it isn't good. I stand a drum card. So I drum card 2 bats and then do something else and then drum card 2 bats. I mean, because I'm not able to stand a whole long time either. All right, I don't think I can get this in the camera. Let me see if I can lay these. Wait, let me lay these down or put them back here out of the way. It looks like one massive black, but that's what I got combed tonight in 2 hours. Lift that up a little bit. Not bad. Oh, look, there's pink on the floor. That's what I was working on before. Oh, very pretty. Very, very, very pretty. Yes, thank you. You're usually picking this fiber and that, getting a good mix from your bins. Oh, yeah. Yeah, drum carding is, I don't do much mixture like a lot of people do when they make their art bats and they put the sparkle in and all that. I am so much involved in taking a fleece, the entire fleece, and getting it spun. Once in a while, I'll think about doing some, but mostly when I want to do a blending, I should change to the other camera. Get my face on here. Mostly when I'm doing the bats like that, when I want to do the blending like that, I use the blending board and make row logs. I put sparkle in those, and I put, alpaca and wool and dyed bits and that kind of thing in the uh, row logs. That's where I like doing it. The drum carder to me is kind of quick and dirty. I mean, it's just quick, right? It's let's get this done and spinnable as quick as we can. But art bats are pretty, and a lot of people have fun spinning them. I have some interesting yarn that I have done too. I've been gifted with some art bats. Okay, gang, I am going to go. I'm going to say adios, and everybody stay healthy, stay hydrated, stay out of the heat. And Crafty Lady, I'm glad you're in Canada because hopefully it's pretty nice for you. Anyway, thanks for everybody chatting tonight. It's been good talking to Kay and Carolyn's mom and Crafty Lady. I really appreciate all the chat we had. It's been nice. You kept me good company. So take care. See you Thursday. Thursday. Bye.